How does it feel to play 13 guys and get scoring from 10?
Oh wow, I hadn't noticed that. That's great. You know, this has been a fun team so far to coach, and of course we're one game in, but very fun team because they've been very mature. They've worked so hard. I feel like it's really extra important. You know, I mean, we've got some real competitors. What we also have is, you know, a difficult thing for me because by now, when you count summer and the fall, by now there's usually pretty good separation in, you know, who's going to play the most and maybe who's not in the mix. And the truth is, I mean, we've had so many guys that are just really competing and done so well. You know, right now, they all deserve to play. And you know, as we move along, you can't just have a rotating game. You know, it's just not, it's not very effective to do that normally, and you got to get down to 9, you know, 8, 9, and 10 at the, maybe 10. But we got to be fair to everybody. You know, I want to make sure that we're being fair, and I just think that this will evolve, and I think probably it's going to take us a couple months to really know our real rotation. You know, come about conference time is my guess when we'll have a good feel, because the competition has been, there's just, you know, a lot of guys have done well and they've earned time, and if they earn it, we want to try to give it to them.
And what did you think of Kendrick Davis's night? Just
I thought the first half he really pressed. I thought he was really pressing, you know, first half, and of course he's got a target, and you know he's dealing with something he's not dealt before, which is a lot of expectation. You know, that's another level of difficulty. You know, when you're not even remotely under a radar and there's high expectations, there's a lot of pressure that comes with that. And I know he can handle it. I thought he played obviously so much better the second half. Was thrilled. Isaiah Jaycee's effort was fantastic. You know, anybody that plays that hard and does so many little things, it's just winning basketball. There's just no way you can't appreciate what he was doing out there. It was great to see Tristan. You know, think about him. He hadn't played in a year. You know, he was basically not going to play, and in the spring, you know, he started coming around, and he announced that he would like to play again, and we started recruiting him, and he still had to graduate, and he graduated, and he's here, and we're working through, you know, his minutes, trying to manage his health, and we're kind of learning, you know, what load can we do. It'll be interesting tomorrow to see how he feels after a game. But you know, it's great to have him. Jamar is improved. So it's the first time, I don't know, 6, 7 years that we've had any depth inside, any rim protection depth. We've never had it, and not for what, 6, 7 years. So that's very exciting, and I'm happy with all of them, and they're all going to give us very good minutes, and Frank can as well.
At times you had Michael Weathers or Zurich Phelps or Zach Nuttall bring the ball up. Is there a concerted effort to reduce Kendrick's load as far as bringing the ball up and getting the offense started?
No, you know, no, there will be moving forward, but part of that is just sort of the way they were playing. They kind of picked up, and so a different guy gets the ball or whatever. But we do need, in practice, it happens a lot. We do need the ability to play very effectively when he is not either out on the floor or he is off the ball, and that will definitely happen as it goes along. Well, another, you know, positive thing that we have on this team are a number of what I call combo guards. I love combo guards. You know, to me a combo guard is a guy that can dribble and pass and shoot, you know, and they start labeling a guy, you know, if you're a point guard only, well, can you shoot? You know, I mean, can you only dribble? Is that, and I like guys that can do all the above, and we have a number of guys that can play the point, and some of the best teams I've coached, really had multiple combo / point guards on the floor, and I think, I hope that that's what we become, a team like that.
You've talked in years past about guys who are getting ready to take bigger roles, either coming back from an injury or young guys getting ready to work their way into your rotation, and you've said it's one thing to watch them in practice, it's something else entirely to see them in games. You had 8 newcomers play tonight. See anything from your new guys that you hadn't seen in all your workouts?
And, we redshirted Tyler. I don't know if we had put that out, but Tyler's going to redshirt, not because he didn't playing well. He was playing very well, but he made that decision. Yeah, what our team is 9 new guys, 8 that are eligible now, 5 returning. We have a number, I think this is where we're really unique. We have 4 freshmen, 3 now, I guess, that are eligible, that are playing beyond their years, in my opinion, in practice, their approach, their knowledge, their feel, their maturity, and they're very talented. Then we have a number of the new guys were, the best players on their team. And you look around the country, and not always is that, like, we have a number of those guys. And of course, Emmanuel's coming back. Emmanuel was an outstanding guard for us last year, and he's an outstanding all-around player. Of course, Kendrick. So you have Emmanuel and Kendrick. You bring in a number of guys that were the best player on their team. They're used to being the guy with the ball. They're used to being the guy where the ball stops, and that's going to be one of our big challenges, is to get everybody to learn how it is when everybody gets the ball, and we'll have to learn to be good at that. And I think we will, because I think they really, they've got that kind of character. It's just not natural, because they're used to a whole other role in the teams that they play.
What do you know about Oregon?
They're ranked 12th. We played. I've known Dana for years and years and years, and we played. He was at Creighton for, I think, 3 of the years that I was at Illinois State, and then he left to Oregon. So we played them a lot. I know, I know a lot about them, but that doesn't mean it'll be that some great advantage. But I know what they do. I know their offense. I know their defense. But I know they have tremendous talent each and every year, and it's going to be a terrific challenge for us. And I know our guys are excited. We'll have to play a great game to win at Oregon. Not many people do that, but we're excited about it. I'm glad it's on our schedule.
Does the number of newcomers you have make your team more difficult for opponents to scout than maybe you and your staff scouting your opponents? If they have considerable tape from last year?
They have, I'm trying to think, they've got a bunch too. They got Young from Rutgers, Harmon from Oklahoma, Syracuse, Quincy's from Syracuse. They're kind of the same way. And they've got a few guys coming back. So the truth is, that's just college basketball right now. The team we just played, Tulsa, VMI, Albany, South Carolina, those guys are transfers. It's a world of transfers right now. And I think it's going to be, 6, 7 games in, then they're no longer transferred. You got 6 films, 6 games to watch how they played there. But right now, what we had was to watch some of those guys playing at their old school just to get a feel. So I don't know about that. I will say, McNeese, man, their style is to play them the first game without having to watch them on film. They are a team that completely plays up the line on every pass. Doesn't let you run your off. Doesn't let you run a pass really. Okay, they force you to back door, and they sideline everything. And without going into that blind like you could see for the longest. I mean, we were very frustrated offensively, and it took us a while. I give our guys credit that they worked their way through that, but rather play McNeese game 3 or 4 than game 1 for sure.
McNeese shot 42 in the first half and 27 in the second. Was that just them cooling off a little bit, or did you change something on the defensive end?
No, we didn't change. We didn't change. We just kind of challenged them that we got to play even harder big on the 30%, you know, trying to be anything in the 30s. Usually that wins most games, and something we talk about a lot. And they were 41 or 2, 42, yeah. You rounded, it was 41-9, but yeah, no, good math. It was 42, and that's what we just say. It's not good enough. I don't care what. Of course, one of the hardest things to guard is a steal, you know. So when they had a few of those, that you don't want live ball turnovers, and that's what they do really well. Their style of play, they want live ball turnovers. They want turnovers, period. But if they can, you know, go the other end and lay it up. We had a couple times. We had a guy in the ground on the other end, and then you know, we didn't do a good job protecting the bucket. They got some layups and dunks, and when that happens, shooting percentage goes up. But our effort was very good, very good. I thought you know, I told the team afterwards, our rebounding is going to have to be 2 or 3 times better by Friday. You know, just the commitment to it. Zach rebounded the ball great, but I'm just talking about as a team. You know, our discipline to blocking out, our discipline to chase balls on every possession. We're gonna have to do a lot better all year long, I think, than we did this game, and you know, especially on Friday.
You mentioned JC's effort, even without scoring, he had career highs in blocks and steals, I think. Was this one of his better games playing for you?
He's done a lot of good things. The thing about Isaiah is, you know, he hasn't scored a lot of points, but it's you guys know this, it's one of my pet peeves of basketball, that it's always about reading the numbers and figuring out who's really good, you know, by who's got all the numbers. And a lot of times the numbers are right, but there's a lot of things that go on in a basketball game that they don't have numbers for, you know. And a lot of baskets we scored last year because of his effort to run and seal, or the way he screens, the angles, the way he talks on defense, the way he, you know, protects, he battles, and you know, it's just hard not to appreciate him. And I just love guys that, you know, when they give everything they have, they're hard not to love, and he certainly did that tonight.